What's going on, everyone? This is Uche Njoku, Sneaker Principal, and welcome to this episode of the Sneaker Principal podcast. And to be honest with you, I almost forgot to record today. I had to do the math. I was like, wait a minute, when did I record last? When did I post last? And I did post yesterday. I thought I had posted the day before yesterday, but I recorded the day before yesterday and had a time to post yesterday. So I was like, man, I missed a day, but no. My goal is to actually post every day. So there are days where I know that I might find myself not being able to post the following day. So I'll make two videos, maybe one in the morning, one later on in the day, and then just time them out to go out and literally the day after each other. So I can maintain this mission to post every single day from now all the way through June 30th. I believe this is going to be my 37th episode. So those of you who've been encouraging me, thank you so much. Those of you who think I'm crazy, thank you so much, because you're probably right. But nonetheless, I am continuing with this mission of creating content every day. And what's interesting today is that I found myself planning out one of our programs that we're going to be starting real soon. We're starting with a new partner around photography and additional partner around podcasting. This spring, the spring semester, which starts on February 3rd, the mission is to go all in on content creation at the school. So having our podcast, which is titled The Best Middle School Podcast, up and running for season 2, and then really engaging our kids with photography, because the goal this year is to have all of our class pictures actually done by students. It's a lot because I have put my feet down, 10 toes down, with the belief that our kids can create amazing professional level work as long as we show them how to do it. And with that being said, I've committed to these partnerships. I've committed to saying, okay, listen, not only are we going to teach our kids, we're going to have projects for them to do. So as we all know, most schools, class pictures are done by professional photographers who come in with all their gear. You pay them a lot of money, and they take all these pictures. Here, we're going to have students do this work. We're going to have students actually be the photographers, set up the lighting, and literally learn how to do portraits for our school yearbook. But then also the podcast, which we had quite a few episodes last year. This is season 2. Again, creating a space where we'll be inviting VIPs and very interesting people to sit in front of our students and be interviewed. But not only having our kids in front of the camera, but having our kids behind the camera, but having our kids on the production board, producing the content and directing, switching cameras and doing all those things. So this is where I've been spending my day today, just rethinking and trying to plan out, because February 3rd is right around the corner. We have vendors who are here in the building. We actually even have a gentleman here who's teaching film. And we have a studio that we're trying to furnish. If I can get some of these furniture vendors to actually return my phone calls and provide me with bids so I can actually place the order in. But nonetheless, we're doing all these different things. If I gotta drag in mail crates into the studio, I'm gonna drag in mail crates into the studio. But we're gonna get this done. But it's just amazing how, as I sit here right now, a thought that kind of like found itself floating out of my head summer of 2023 has now become this thing where, we're actually working with people, and it's still in its infancy stages, but nonetheless, I see it, and the kids see it. The problem now is it's not a problem, but it's just a mission to get the full community on board, to get everyone engaged in these spaces. And that's the thing I'm thinking about right now. I'm also thinking about maybe not just the kids, but also getting the parents involved in these clubs, learning photography, learning podcasts along with their children. Why not? Wait a minute. It was a loose thought in my head, but I'm thinking to myself, but why not? Why not have parents learn photography with their kids? Why not have the parents learn how to podcast with their kids here at the school, after school? Because one of the major missions here for me is building community, is really grounding family. And I believe that families that play together, they win together. And that's something to really think, because one of my issues I've been trying to figure out is, especially here in New York, with the weather being freezing right now and it's getting dark so quickly, parents are very nervous about their kids being after school and making it home safely, and then also with the weather, it just is super cold and you don't want your child to get sick or mess around and slip on some black ice and hurt themselves. So I'm wondering whether or not the play here is to really get parents to learn alongside students, their children in these classes. But yeah, that's something that's how I'm thinking right now. I'm trying to find a way to really push the work that we're doing to another level. Because I really believe that this is the kind of work that not only brings community together, but inspires kids to even do better in the classroom. If you find your why, then guess what happens? You will ultimately be unstoppable. I've seen this with him today. We had our last basketball game of the season, and our seniors, our 12th grade boys, received the awards and their honors. And we're talking about boys who last year it was hard to get them to even focus in the classroom. It was hard to get them to even excuse me, lips are dry. It's dry. It's dry in here. Those of you listening are like, why the long pauses? I'm putting some Blistex on, but my lips are dying in this crazy dry air in this office. But heat is pumping at the same time. It's just weird. The windows are all open. It's burning up in here. But these boys on the basketball team, these young men, last year, even in the beginning of the year, it was a struggle to get them to focus. But they tried out for the basketball team, they made the team, and not only that, they had to live up to much higher standards than most schools will have. Most schools might say, listen, to play on the team, you have to pass all your classes. I say, no, you have to have a 75 or a better in every single class, which means none of your classes can be under 75. You have to put work in there because you're a student athlete. That's what I believe. That's what I was told when I was a student athlete, and this is what I demand of my students. And these young men have stepped up. I walked to the classroom, they're focused, they get the work done. They're refusing to allow their mediocre nature to supersede their higher nature of excellence and commitment to something greater than themselves. And people might say basketball is not greater than them, but it's not basketball. It's what basketball means as far as the team is concerned, because basketball is not an individual sport. I mean, I guess you could play by yourself, but I mean, basketball is a team sport. Whether you're playing 3-on-3 or playing 5-on-5, it's a team sport. And for you to be able to have a team that's successful, you have to play for the team. You have to ask yourself, what is my role in this team? How do I support my teammates, and how do I make sure that my part doesn't cause us to not be as good as we can be? And that young man who's in the classroom getting that work done is thinking that exactly. That young man who's telling his teammate, hey, yo, chill, we got a game tonight, is doing that exactly. And again, it's not just basketball, it's in everything we do. So I just wanted to, in this short episode, to really share with you what I did today, and also share this thing about, building spaces for kids to thrive and allowing that whatever you create to really push them to think beyond just school being a place I go to just learn ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, but however, a place that I go to discover purpose. And it's funny that two of the young men on the basketball team have already approached me last year, in the beginning of this year, about starting a podcast. So I'm like, hey, the basketball season's over. It's time to make a pivot to your podcast. And again, this is part of what I'm trying to do here, is help kids find a purpose. And it doesn't have to be in digital communications. It could be in anything. But digital communications is a good way to document your passions and to explore your passions as well. Whether you're doing photography, doing it through music, if you're doing it through video, if you're doing it through, the myriad of things that allow us to create content. So, call to action. What are you doing in your school, in your household, in your family to help your child find purpose? And the thing about purpose is, purpose could be for right now, or it could be a lifelong purpose. It's just a question of figuring out what purpose is. What is that why that will drive that child to say, you know what? I want to further explore this thing. I want to push this thing a little bit further. I don't know if this is my purpose, but right now it has my interest. I'm having fun with it. I guarantee you, if you have your kids find those things in your school building, in your household, you have kids that are so much more engaging, so much more engaged, so much more focused on doing the mundane things, because they know the mundane things allows them to do the things that they truly love. All right, y'all. It's your Njoku Sneaker Principal. Have an amazing rest of your day. Till next time. Be well.